Hi, Matthias.
Jacqueline, can you hear me?
I can.
See you too.
Do you see me?
Yeah, perfect.
Is that good or
I love your wall of fame. Very nice.
I can't see my own picture, so is it good or
Oh, it's perfect. It's a wee bit dark, but it's okay.
a little bit dark? I can. Is
That's
that better?
better. Yes, thank you.
Hey, good to see you.
And you?
How are you?
Yeah, we're living the dream. We're keeping good. We're keeping good. How's Germany been doing? Everyone keeping well in Germany?
Yeah, all good here. Yeah, all good. I had a bit problem a while ago. I had my meniscus in my right knee was ripped, or I don't know how to say this. Yeah, it's very painful. It's very painful. But so I was a little bit didn't train that much, but it's getting better. So I can walk now again and can cycle and can swim now again. But I still feel it a little bit, but it's really getting better. So yeah. So I'm training again and all good.
And your ongoing support of Infinity. We're very lucky to have you in our swimming community. So thanks for all you do for us.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you very much for having me and for letting me come every year.
Oh, you're part of the team now, Matthias, at this.
Yeah, it's great.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
So what we're trying to do with these chats is trying to sort of get information out to people that's starting on their journey, and people that wants to come to the North Channel, and sort of spread other people's experiences through obviously the internet, and try to get some information or some experience to them people, to help them, spur them on, or motivate them to come and swim in this mad sport in Ireland. Not only here in Ireland, but in the English Channel or any of the Ocean Sevens or any of the swims. And the chats that we've been having with other swimmers have been really inspiring, and really brought me back to my why we started this sport up, or started this the Infinity up, and reignited the passion that we have for the sport, and the people that we meet along the way, and watch their journeys throughout the world, conquering some of these challenges, and some of the challenges being putting some manners on us all as well, not succeeding in some of them, but that's part of the journey, part of the adventure.
Right. Yeah.
We were blessed to have you come swim with us in the early days of Infinity Challenge swimming, and you put your faith in us to get you across. So yeah, few things that we want to hear about is obviously the journey, sort of feeding and training, and anything else in between, all that helps to inspire someone to take on the journey.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah. So thinking back, or even what does your training look like for building up to a big channel? Like, how do you approach it?
So my training, yeah. How do I train? Well, I start, and usually I start like for a big swim, like the English Channel or the North Channel or whatever, Catalina or whatever. I usually start in December with serious training, you know. I'm swimming the whole year, but in autumn I take it a little bit easier to recover and to give my body a chance to relax and to do something else and have something else in my mind. But usually in December I start picking up serious training. So and building it up then during December, January, February, March. I start with 20K or so and building up to 30K, 35K a week. So that's what I'm doing in a week. And I'm living in Berlin, so most of the time I'm swimming in a pool during the winter, because it's in the winter it's getting very, very cold. The water in the lakes, we only have lakes here. We don't have the sea, so I'm swimming in lakes, and the lakes are getting down to 0 degrees, so it's freezing in January. Usually it's freezing, so I'm swimming very little in the lakes in the winter. I'm swimming in the lakes, but very little.
Yeah.
Because it's when I'm go there, I usually go there at the weekend, and I'm swimming in a lake during winter when it's 4 degrees or 3 degrees. I'm swimming 500 to 800 meter, not more. That's enough then. So I'm doing most of the training in the winter, and in spring I'm doing in the pool up to 35K, and then I'm traveling. I'm coming to HITtheWALL and training there, doing long swims there, 6 hours or for my North Channel qualifier. I've done an 8 hour swim at HITtheWALL, and usually I'm going also to a Cork Distance week, which is also in Ireland. It's a big week.
Have fun.
Lots of swimming and great fun, great people, like HITtheWALL, great fun and great people and friends and everything. And and then I'm doing another after the Cork Distance week, which is usually in June. I'm doing another weekend with big swims, 6 hours on Saturday and another 6 hours on Sunday, for example. And then I'm tapering, and then the swim comes.
Yeah. Are you prone to getting injuries or shoulder damage or anything like that, or is your training pretty smooth?
Yeah, I sometimes I have a little bit problems with my shoulders. Yes, yeah, but yeah, that's what it is.
Yeah.
Sometimes I have a little bit of pain, but that's I recognize that's more when I'm swimming less.
Okay.
Oddly, I have more pain when I'm swimming less. When I'm swimming more, I have less pain. It's something to do with the blood circulation, or I don't know. I'm not.
Yeah.
I don't know, but I can live with that. I can swim with that, and that's what matters.
So, you always look very cold, on your long swims, and I always think to myself,
that's because it is cold.
Yeah, it is. It is freezing. But I had to be saying to myself, like, why is that man constantly putting himself through this? Like, why? Like, but you seem to enjoy it in some weird way. But so tell us what you do, or how do you cope with the cold, or what is your tricks, or
Yeah. I was never good with the cold. I'm not a natural talent with cold. I don't know. I always had problems with cold, but sometimes somehow it's also it's a love and hate relationship. I love it, but I also hate it. So yeah, and it's a challenge for me to cope with the cold.
Yeah.
And the cold was for the North Channel. The cold was my biggest fear. So I was afraid of jellyfish, of course, of rough water and everything else. But the cold was huge for me. In my head, it was a huge challenge to cope with the cold. In my swim, it was 13 degrees. Um, I trained for that, and I trained a lot for that in cold water. For the North Channel in that year, I started, of course, I started in the winter and swam in a lake like 4 degrees as long as I could. And then, yes, during spring it warmed up, and luckily it was in that year. It was a cold spring, so the water stayed cold for a long time. So it was about 10 degrees in the lakes, and it stayed a long time, 10 degrees, a month or so. Usually it's warming up during spring very quick. But in that year, it was 10 degrees for a month or so. So I was, luckily, I could train a lot in that water. So I did 2 hour swims on Saturday and the 2 hour swims on Sunday every weekend in 10 degrees. And that helped.
Yeah.
And then yeah, that was the I couldn't do more, but I could do that. I was able to do that 2 hours, and so I did this as often as I could. And then I came to Ireland to hit the wall, and another time to distance week, and then I stayed in Ireland, and trained in Ireland for the North Channel. In summary, I stayed 3 months, so it was roughly 2 months or so only training. And I swam as much as I could in that cold water. You know, it was around 13, like in the North Channel later, and I trained as much as I could in that water to get used to it, and it helped. It really helped.
Did you do? Were you having a constant battle in your head, or you know, yeah? What was going on in your head when you were going through these tough cold swims?
I mean, usually when I'm in trouble, when something hurts, or when it's really getting cold, I'm thinking about that, you know, and I've never learned to think about other things. When, for example, when I'm sick, and I'm thinking about that. Like I've never learned to focus on other things. I've never learned that. But in the North Channel, I was cold, and I was really cold, but somehow I really managed not to focus on it. So
Yeah,
I don't know what happened, but I didn't focus on that. In other swims, I did. Like in Catalina, I was sick in Catalina, and I was from the beginning on until the end, I was sick and I was throwing up, and I really focused on that. But in the North Channel, I was cold and I was really cold, but somehow I managed not to think about that much. So I thought about other things. I thought about friends and relationships, and my brain was drifting. You know, was
yeah.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. That's one of the things about being crew with you, Matthias, that when you would come to the boat, you did communicate it, and that was important. You know, you took the time to speak your mind and say, Jacqueline, I'm cold. Can I get a warmer drink? You know, and that's very important feedback as a crew as well, to help you, you know, to get you over essentially these horrid patches that your mind and your body are going through. So that's one thing I would say. You know, you might have been present with it. Other people will find they use distraction techniques and they move away from it, but you stayed in the moment and dealt with it and got yourself through it. So we talk about, as I said, that hitting the wall, and there were various hit the walls that we have as examples with you, Matthias. And even during the 8 hour qualifiers, you know, you're almost fetal when sometimes when you come to the boat, your hands are cold, you're shivering, your beard is even shaking. It's that cold. There might be icicles on it, and yet you plow on, you keep going, you come back a half an hour later, and we're Matthias feeding again. You know, so your resilience is wonderful. To cope with it. And you're so slight. It's not like you've got a lot of body fat. You know, you are slight and thinner comparatively to some, but you deal with it.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's right. Yeah. And yeah, as I said, it's a love-hate relationship. I can't say that I really love it. But yeah,
the joy is in
it's
you.
hard. Sometimes it's hard to love it. Yeah.
Well, you've been on this journey from probably long before 2010, but that was your Strait of Gibraltar when you started on the journey of Ocean 7 and obviously the challenges that had come to achieving it, and your attempts and successes and progressions. Out of any of them, obviously we know the North Channel, and the reason we call it Hit the Wall was because of the experiences in the latter parts of your swim, and obviously with Pádraig on your boat, and it still is a very poignant memory that we have raised and talked about those closing stages, where your body is probably at its extreme limits, and Scotland is approaching.
Yeah, I don't know how was the end. Pádraig, you maybe remember it better than I. I was a bit beside myself. I wasn't in the very end. I wasn't completely aware of what I'm doing. I was I had it in my mind just go there, go there, go there. It was in every stroke. It crossed my mind. Go there, go there, go there. And when I was there, I lost my head, my swimming head. And the most important thing for me in that moment was to get that swimming head.
Yeah.
And not to go there. And the shore was probably 15 meters away or 10 meters away. In that moment.
Yeah,
I was there. Technically, I was there, but I lost my head. And the most important thing was to get my head and not to go there. So I searched for my head, and then it was away. I tried to throw it to the boat, and I failed the boat, and then you got me swimming further, and I swam further. And then when I was there at the rocks, there were rocks and there were waves, and the waves were crushing on the rocks, and I had in my mind, like in the English Channel, climb on a rock and clear the water, like in the English Channel, but it wasn't that way. You told me before, just touch a rock and then swim back to the boat, but I completely forgot that, and I wasn't aware of what I'm doing. So I tried to search a rock where I can climb on, and rocks scratched my legs, and everywhere I had cuts, and then you jumped into the water, Pádraig, and grabbed my hand and pulled me back to the boat. And in that moment, I recognized, okay, you are done. You have done it. That's it. It's over.
Yeah, it was. I think it's a normal reaction for someone to be focusing when they're swimming for so long, and then suddenly achieve what their goal is, and then sort of let go. It's, we see it quite often where a swimmer, nearly just lies in their back and sort of let go of the challenge that they have had. Everyone finishes in a different way, and thankfully the rules allow swimmers to touch a rock instead of trying to get off, clear the water, because there would be a lot of people seriously injured on the North Channel if they had to try to climb out.
Yeah.
What was your feeding like, or did you change your feeding because of the North Channel, or what was your regime that you can think of or you remember of?
Beaches.
It's just, yeah.
Beaches, I remember.
Yeah, I had a carbohydrate drink every half hour, a carbohydrate drink. I take that in every big swim because it doesn't make sense to change it because it's a North Channel. I'm taking what I'm used to and what I took in other big swims and um, so I took a carbohydrate drink every half hour, tin peaches, because they give you a good taste in the mouth, and they take a little bit away the salt taste from the seawater, and bananas. And in the North Channel, it was very important for me to have these drinks hot,
Yeah.
as hot as I can get it down.
Yeah.
Because I needed every little bit of warmth in my body. So yeah, that was special for the North Channel, but that was it. Apart from that, it was like in the other swims, but I really wanted it to be as warm as I could get it down.
Yeah. And did you notice that the warmer fluids or not warmer food reacted slightly different to you, or was it just the same?
Yeah, I recognize that it gave me a little bit warmth from the inner side, and
Yeah.
when I drank them down, it felt a little bit better, a little bit of relief from the cold. But yeah, it didn't last it very long.
Yeah. No.
And I said, don't waste a drop. If you don't want to drink it, pour it on your hands or pour it over your nose or pour it over your body, giving yourself a little bit of extra value from it.
Yeah.
What was your last big swim, and where do you intend to sort of go in the next few years?
My last swim was in last year. Yeah, in summer I did a swim in Washington, D.C., which was a river swim in the Potomac River, 33K swim. Yeah, not like the North Channel. It was warm and the water was quiet and no jellyfish, but 33K, so it was also challenging and yeah. What's the future? I'm really not sure about it. I have done 5 of the Ocean 7, so 2 left. But
Cook Strait
yeah,
and Molokai.
Molokai and Cook Strait, right? Yeah, right, both of them. Yeah, I have to say, when COVID came, I've booked Hawaii, and I've booked flights already, and everything was fixed, and then COVID came, and I couldn't travel anymore. So I forwarded a year and forwarded another year because it was another year of COVID, and then my work changed. I had to change jobs also because of COVID. The automotive industry, diesel, especially diesel, I'm working on diesel engines, went down. So I had to change jobs, and so that wasn't helpful. 3 years of COVID and putting a lot of effort in a new job, and it it distracted me somehow. I didn't find the focus again, which I had before COVID. Like, do one after the other. Yeah, we
Yeah.
will see.
Yeah. Well, the sport it's a beautiful sport, and like it is global,
Yeah.
but everyone seems to know everyone else. Like there is pockets of swimmers that know each other throughout the world, and no matter if you bumped into them down the road, it would be like meeting your friend that you've just
Yeah.
seen yesterday. It's a beautiful sport. That's basically what I'm trying to say. But why do you think you come back to Ireland so often? You're a big fan of Cork Distance Week, and you come to Hit the Wall pretty regular. Is it is it the country and the people, or is it just the fact that the events are there?
I traveled to Ireland for my very first time in Ireland was because of Cork Distance Week. I traveled to Distance Week and I fell in love with Ireland. It's just that simple. Fell in love with Ireland, and it is, of course, the swimming community. Yeah, I have a lot of friends there, and when I'm coming to hit the wall, I meet all the people, and it's just great. Great people and great community, and the open water swimming is just great. So beautiful nature, and yeah, I love it. It's
We as crew have hit the wall house where the crew will stay over, and saves a lot of travel. And I believe there's a hit the wall house for Matthias and Attila and Elaine, and that's a staple every year. There's a house booked for Carlingford every season. So it's a lovely warm.
That's right. Yeah, that's right.
And even then, when I went to Cork Distance Week and see, I spent some time with you down there, and it was the same people, Attila, Elaine, Matthias, all staying in the one house. So it's almost, as Pádraig said, a swimming family that moved together throughout the world. And obviously you've had Ned over with you, visiting and swimming over with in your part of the world as well. So he experiences what joy with you as you get when you come here.
It's in Ireland. It is mainly the people, really. The swimming community. It is just great.
And an Irish triple crown.
I'm very close to it. You know, I swam the North Channel. I swam Galway Bay and tried to swim fast that once, but I didn't succeed it because of currents. There were weird currents on that day, and they pushed me away, and I wasn't able to finish that swim. So yeah, I will come back and we'll do Fastnet, and then it's my Irish triple crown. Then definitely, I have to do that.
You'll be King of Ireland.
We are asking all the people that we're chatting to one question. With the knowledge that you have now, what would be the one piece of advice that you would give your younger self before you started the crazy sport of open water swimming?
Oh wow, that's a good question. I think it would be better if I don't talk to me as my younger person, because that in that case I would be so afraid, or I don't know, I would be frightened. No, when I'm thinking 10, 15 years back, I was so passionate about open water swimming, and I had big eyes, and I fell in love with it, and I really had that passion, and it's nothing else what you need, you know. So if you have that passion, you will do every step, and you will find out what you have to do. So it's nothing really what I could say to myself, to my younger self. What would be helpful? If you have that passion, it comes. So that's what you need, that passion. If it's there, every step it will come. You know, everything will come and will be in the right place then.
Yeah, it is a beautiful adventure. Be it swimmer or pilot or crew, you know, to be a part of this sport it's pretty unique. And I don't think there's very many sports like it, because regardless of your gender or your size or your height or your weight, everyone is equal. You know, so
right.
like even Attila is tiny, but still he's an amazing swimmer. And then you taller swimmers can be, you know, it's just very cool.
If you are standing there in Ireland and want to swim to Scotland, everyone is the same, and it's not about money. It's not about gender or whatever. It's
Yeah.
and on the day you have to do it, and
Yeah, and it is,
everyone is the
as you
same.
say, it's the passion and the belief in yourself as
Yeah.
much as the
Yeah.
people that are going to help you get there. But most importantly,
Yeah.
it has to start at home. It has to start in your own heart and soul.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, that's very nice to hear that. That's and it comes with you from your youth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A long time.
Brilliant, Matthias.
Yeah.
Well, what a joy to see you. And I can't pass Irish chocolate across the video screen, but
Yeah, okay. I will come and get it.
Oh,
you'll be
brilliant.
here soon. We're counting the days to hit the wall.
In May, and I'm looking forward to it. I really do.
We will see you soon.
Yeah.
Matthias, thank you, and our regards to Ina.
Yeah. Okay, thank you very much. That was lovely.
Thank
Talk
you
to
for
you
your
soon.
time. Take it easy.
Okay, bye-bye.
Farewell. Thank you.